Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and a very warm welcome to many senior practitioners who are there with the session. Then many students are there. For everyone, from the Divine School of Homoeopathy, warm welcome. I'm going to start this session. In fact, it was there in my mind since long time, but because of some of other reason, it has happened that every time it was postponed. Ultimately, today I got the chance to start this series of Allen's keynotes first. This will be a way with which one can understand Materia Medica. One can keep it in mind, the Materia Medica. It is a very important thing to perceive the Materia Medica, the feel of the remedy. Allen's gives you that perspective. Allen's keynotes gives you that perspective to feel the remedy. And that aspect we have to learn with this series. I will start with this session, the remedies which are according to the years. This first, I will going to share the remedies which are there common for first year, second year students, and which are familiar to everyone, but still we forget many times to those remedies because we miss many things. When we read 2 or 3 remedies, the jumbling is always there in our mind. It happens like that when we read Ignatia. After Ignatia, if we read Natramnu, then we read the Sepia, then we read the Pulsatilla, and then we get there is a again mixing together. There is one song of Shah Rukh. कभी तू पल्स लगती है, कभी तू इग्नेशिया लगती है, तो कभी तू नेट्रम लगती है, तो कभी तू सेपिया लगती है. This happens because it is nothing but the confusion which develops in our mind. We have to come out of that confusion, and to come out of that confusion, what is needed is to understand the core of the remedy. And core is always hidden in the Allen's keynotes. You should be master of this book. If you master Allen's and Boric, you are master in practice. And that, the way I used to use the Allen's and Boric, I will going to share with all of you. And with which, how to recollect the Materia Medica in your mind. That is very important thing. One should not forget this. And that's why today I will going to start with very simple remedy. Very simple remedy. Everyone, in fact, when we start learning the Materia Medica, we generally starts with the Allium Cepa. So my suggestion to all of you is there, you should keep your book along with you. If you have Allen's keynotes with you, every word, every sentence has a meaning. And when I will going to teach, I will going to share cases, I will going to share my experiences, I will going to share the sensations, I will going to share the comparison. There are some comparisons given in Allen's keynotes, but there are many which are not given. Lippe has given many comparisons. And that's why Lippe's keynotes are more important. But time being, first concentrate on Allen, then we'll turn towards the Lippe later on. But this will be a unique thing for me as well as all of you. And my suggestion, ask your friends to join this unique activity. It will be more for the students as well as practitioners. Students, if they learn Materia Medica by heart in this manner, they definitely become homeopath. I'm damn sure. And for that purpose, this suggestion is that share this session with many of your friends, even though they, whichever college they are there. Ask them to join. Yes, voice is there. I don't think, Manisha, you are not getting. Are you getting the voice? Any problem?
सर आला आवाज आता.
So sometimes there might be some connection. My suggestion is that keep your videos off. Keep your videos off so that it will be clear. We can have a chat whenever you have to talk, you have to communicate, then you start your videos. Till that period you keep the videos off so that there will be no disturbance in connection. So my suggestion to all of you, join this activity and be proud to become a homeopath. So my dear friends, with this introduction, we'll start with today's remedy from the A, because we have to learn right from A, B, C, D from A only. And that's why the first remedy I will going to share with all of you is Allium Cepa. Everyone finds it out. Very simple remedy, what to learn. I will tell you, this remedy has done many wonders in my practice. Many wonders, in fact. I will share few cases and then we'll read the remedy from the book. I will share one case which was so interesting, so interesting. There was a call from one of the skin specialists in Sangamner. Her husband was an anesthetist, and he had done total hip replacement (THR) because he was having avian. Someone have told us you have avian, why to do that, and he suddenly went Bombay and done the THR total hip replacement at the age of 35 only. And after 7 8 days, he returned back to Sangamner and he developed very severe neuralgia of that leg. Very severe. He asked those doctors, everyone have given many painkillers, and even carbamazepine was given. Nothing was working, nothing. He was crying like a child. He was crying like a child. So his wife called me, sir, is it possible to visit our home? He is having such and such problem and it's not settling. He's so disturbed, he's crying loud. So I went his home, I saw him, and really he was crying with the pain. It was so severe character of pain, nothing worked, even injectable never worked, Portwin Penargar never worked. So I just observed and I just logically correlated what has happened. Yes, he has done the THR and thereafter this has started. So I have given him Allium Cepa. Question arises, what is the role of Allium Cepa? Allium Cepa is the remedy for coryza, that's all. If you open Allen's keynote, there is one sentence, traumatic chronic neuritis, on page number 23 in my book. There are traumatic chronic neuritis, neuralgia of the stump after amputation. If you ampute your extremity, the remaining part, the neuralgia develops. THR is nothing but amputing your leg, burning and stinging pains. This sentence, just I thought, I asked him, send someone, I will give you medicine, and I have given Allium Cepa 1 ml. I have repeated him. I asked him, take 3 doses every 15 minutes and continue for 3 days, and tomorrow just call me. Next day morning, he called me and he said, doctor, yesterday after 4 days I slept. 4 days after I got the good sleep whole night. And now I'm really happy. I don't have any pain. I have not taken any painkiller. I have not taken any injection thereafter. And it has completely settled. Allium Cepa is the remedy which has very acute action. Very acute. It is 1 to 7 days is the action. If you open the boric at the end, the duration of action is written. It is very short acting remedy, but very acutely acting. There is one more sentence earlier to this sentence. There is a neuralgic pains like long thread in face, head, neck, chest. It is a good remedy for neuralgia. We forget because we have labeled this remedy with the coryza, watery coryza. That's the only thing remains in our mind. And it was wonderful cure with the help of Allium Cepa. Within a day, within 24 hours, he got recovered. So that this is the unique of Allium Cepa. And that acuteness is there with Allium Cepa. Second case, I never forget, that was very early in my practice in 1995. I was, even this new clinic was not there. I was working in our hospital with my father. There was a separate room for me for homeopathy consultation. And there was a patient who came 1 month before for the asthma, right from Satra. It is a place 35, 60, 35, 40 kilometers away from Sangamne. I took his case 1 month back, and when I asked, what is your problem? And he started blah, 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 and he was continuously talking next 1 hour. I was just writing whatever the symptoms. After 1 hour, I told him, yes, I understood you. I checked him, and I have prescribed him lachesis. It was clear case of lachesis. With lachesis, after first follow-up in 15 days, he was recovered tremendously. That his asthma vanished. He never required that pump and everything. And after second follow-up, one day he called in the afternoon, doctor, I want to meet you urgently. I asked, what is your problem? He said, sir, so I got so much of watering from the nose in the morning, nearly about 4 handkerchiefs, they got wet. And I'm continuously sneezing and sneezing and sneezing. So I want to meet you urgently. I said, yes, do come. He came within 45 minutes to me, and he was sitting and he was absolutely good. I said, what has happened? He said, this is the problem. I could not tell you because 45 minutes back, I was in so much problem. And now see, I don't have anything. And he said that sentence, and he started again getting the watering from the nose with sneezing. And then he said, yes, this is what has happened. And then he was continuously sneezing. So modalities were very clear. He was getting coryza, watering, sneezing from the nose with severe lacrimation, and then it was aggravated in his room. When he came to Sangamner during traveling in open air, he was well and good. And after that, when he reached entered my clinic, again in warm room, he got aggravated. I put a drop of Allium Cepa, 200, 1 dose on tongue, and I was preparing the further doses. Within a minute, he explained, just uttered the sentence, sir, jadoo, sir, magic has happened. And thereafter, he was loquacious personality. He sat with me for another hour discussing many things, and he never had a second sneeze after that. This is the acuteness of Allium Cepa. This is the wonderful power of Allium Cepa. If it matches, it works instantaneously. This is wonderful Allium Cepa. And that's why we're going to learn this Allium Cepa from this Alliance keynotes. Open your book. So what he says over there, onion, it is from Liliaceae family. Family we'll learn later on. First we'll understand the remedies, then we'll do a study of families. And every sentence is important, every word is important. Acute catarrhal inflammation of the mucous membranes. What is catarrhal? Catarrhal means affections of the mucous membranes. Catarrh is mucous membrane inflammation. So acute catarrhal inflammation of mucous membranes with increased secretions. So nasal mucous membrane, eyes mucous membrane, there is acute inflammation with lot of secretion. What type of it is? It is catarrhal dull headache. So it affects the sinuses also. That is catarrhal dull headache with coryza. aggravated in the evening. See, this modality is very important. Allium Cepa coryza is always aggravates in the evening. Another thing, never forget, in the month of August, next month, Allium Cepa month, keep it in your mind. Hay fever in every August. This is the remedy, never forget. So, aggravation in the evening, amelioration in open air, here it comes very close to pulsatilla. Aggravation on returning to the warm room. So patient goes outside, feels better, and whenever he re-enters inside the room, immediately it starts watering, sneezing, everything. Compare euphrasia and pulsatilla. Pulsatilla is the wonderful remedy with same modality. Pulsatilla feels better in open air. Allium Cepa also feels better in open air. Euphrasia is opposite of it. Then there is one more symptom, headache ceases during menses. Allium Cepa, it is very specifically headache. In lachesis and gincum metallicum, all complaints are ameliorated during menses. All complaints. It is not only headache. Whatever it may be, it is better by menses in lachesis and gincum. But here, specifically headache ceases during menses, and next sentence is very important, returns when the flow disappears. So when its flow disappears, there is again headache starts. This modality here, it compares it with lachesis. Lachesis, it is every discharge, not only just menses, every discharge ameliorates lachesis. Gincum met, it is definitely menses ameliorate. That is one more thing. But whenever the eruptions appears, the gincum feels better. Eyes are burning, biting, smarting as from smoke. Burning, biting, smarting as from smoke. Must rub them. They want to rub them. Watery and suffused. Suffused म्हणजे डोळे पाण्याने भरले आहेत. It has been filled with water. Capillaries are injected. So capillaries, you can just watch. Capillaries are injected. You can watch the capillaries. And there is excessive lacrimation. Exactly opposite there is there with the euphrasia. In euphrasia, it is very severe acrid lacrimation is there. Here the lacrimation is bland. Euphrasia, it is very acrid, burning over there. In Allium Cepa, it is acrid coryza with bland lacrimation. In euphrasia, it is acrid lacrimation with bland coryza. Exact opposite to each other. And that's why they complement one another. Coryza, how is the coryza? Coryza is profuse, severe, watery, and acrid nasal discharge with profuse bland lacrimation. This sentence is the core of Allium Cepa. Profuse, full of acrid tears, bland and fluent coryza is euphrasia. Euphrasia is exactly opposite given over there. Then what is this? Acrid watery discharge dropping from the tip of the nose. This is the size from where it is just patient just bends forward and it is dropping. Arsenic, arsiodide, these are having the coryza where there is a tip of the nose, the watering discharge is there. Spring coryza. You must have this classification of seasons. What happens? Many a times we don't know. These are the seasons which are in the, whenever we read the Materia Medica, we must have this classification known. Autumn, just if you don't have this classification with you, you can write it down on your book and use accordingly, because the seasons in India and European country, they are different. There are 4 seasons. In India, we have 3 seasons. So we cannot compare that. But if we know the months, we can use the remedy. And that's why autumn is September to November. In Marathi, it is called as Sharad Rutu. उन्हाळा आणि हिवाळा यांमध्ये. So it is from September to November is autumn. Winter is December to February. It is हिवाळा. Spring is from March to May, Vasant Rutu. And then summer is from June to August, Unhala. These are 4 seasons are there in European countries. In India, we have three. So instead of going on this spring coryza, just find it out spring. When spring is between March to May. So just correlate it with the months. That will be better. Spring coryza after damp northeasterly winds, discharge burns and corrodes nose and upper lip. Here it is corroding, lot of burning. One more remedy is very close. Arum triphyllum. Arum triphyllum is also having severe corroding of the upper lips and nose, but arum triphyllum, it is so severe burning is there, and child wants to rub the nose on some hard substance. He puts his nose head under the pillow and he rubs it over there. That is the characteristic of arum triphyllum, and it is associated with very severe dry cough in arum triphyllum. Here, the person becomes so irritating. It was so irritating for the, but there is no, he doesn't want to rub it like the arum triphyllum. Hay fever in August every year. See, this sentence one should not forget. Hay fever in every August. What is hay fever? Hay fever is a viral fever which happens to be there whenever there are pollen grains over there in the field, or they comes in the um, with the air, and person suffers from allergic conditions like nasal discharge and little bit feverishness, little bit body ache. That typical feature is of a hay fever. Hay fever in every August, in August every year, violent sneezing or rising from the bed from handling the peaches. Peach, it is a fruit. When you handles that, if you start getting the immediately coryza, think of Allium Cepa. This is wonderful remedy. Nasal polypus. Nasal polyps in acute state, Allium Cepa is the remedy. There are many remedies for nasal polyps, and I have treated nasal polyps without surgery. And there are many more. Ticurium marum varum. Marum varum means Ticurium marum varum. Sanguinaria, that is Sanguinaria canadensis, Sanguinaria nitrica, sorinum, nitric acid. There are many remedies. Calcarea carb, again a good remedy. Thuja, good remedy for nasal polyps. Catarrhal laryngitis. Catarrhal laryngitis, inflammation of mucous membranes of larynx, and person becomes, there is little bit hoarseness of voice. But sentence which is next is very important. It is given in italics, and don't forget when patient coughs, that how is the cough? Cough compels patient to grasp the larynx. He talks. He keeps his hand over there while coughing. He keeps his hand over here and he cups. It's bryonia. When he cups with keeping his hand over the larynx, as if the cup compels patient to grasp the larynx, seems as if cup would tear it, is a cup of Allium Cepa. Colic, again a very important remedy for colic. Colic from cold by getting feet wet. So if a patient who keeps his feet wet in water and he start getting colic, overeating causing colic, from cucumbers, salads, colic is there. Colic associated with hemorrhoidal colic. So hemorrhoids are there with colic. Colic of children, very important remedy other than the chamomilla. Colic aggravated by sitting and ameliorated by moving about. This is rust-like modality. Better by moving about and aggravated by sitting. Neuralgic pains, we have just discussed neuralgic pains like long thread in face, head, neck, chest. So this is a good remedy for neuralgia. Traumatic chronic neuritis, neuralgia of stump after amputation, burning and stinging pains, that already we have discussed. There is one word, panaritia. It is panaritia is nothing but the inflammation or infection of the part of digit around the nail. We in Marathi we call nakurd. This is a word which is there. So the nail bed infection is very typical of the panaritis, with red streaks of the arm and pains drive to despair. So these are the pains which goes in this direction, and there is red streaks over the hands, and there is severe pain around the nails. Panaritia in childbed. Childbed is the period nearly about the 6 weeks after the delivery is called as the period of childbed, after labor. And during that period, if person gets the panaritia, this is a remedy. Sore and raw spots on the feet, especially the heel, from friction. This is a one important feature we forget. When patient walks on floor, in the heels, there are sore and raw spots. Efficacious when feet are rubbed sore. Dioscorides. Dioscorides has written this sentence. He has followed it or confirmed it in his practice that this remedy is very wonderful when you rub sore, the feet are rubbed sore. This remedy is very important. So patient comes after a lot of walking and their soles are very painful. Very that this remedy is very important remedy. Phlebitis. Phlebitis, inflammation of the veins. Lachesis. Snake remedies, all snake remedies are wonderful remedies for phlebitis. Lachesis, Vipera, Crotella solidus. These are, we know that these are phlebitis remedies. But this phlebitis is very important. It is puerperial phlebitis. Puerperial is the period after the delivery, just during labor and immediately followed by labor is the puerperial period. And whenever the forceps delivery, it has been done, the forceps delivery, and forces are applied, the part becomes rubbed sore and vessels gets pressed under it, and then phlebitis develops. Allium Cepa is a very important remedy for that. So see, these are very important hints which has been given in Allium Cepa. We never think about it. We just read the Allium Cepa only for the purpose of reading the Coryza and cup and comparing the Allium Cepa and impression. No, no. This is a remedy which has many features. Then he explains the relationship. What happens in college days, we read up to this. We forget reading or we leave behind this. In fact, this next part is very important. Relations, it is complementary to the phosphorus pulsatilla thuja. Complementary relationship means after the Allium Cepa, phosphorus is a wonderful remedy to complete the cure, or a pulsatilla, or a thuja, or Allium Cepa can be an acute remedy to complement the thuja, complement the pulsatilla, complement the phosphorus. So part of it is covered by Allium Cepa, the rest will be covered by the another remedy that is called as a complementary remedy relationship. Compatible before calcarea and silica in polypus. So it is a very important remedy in acute state. You give the Allium Cepa followed by calcarea or silicia. These are two important remedies follows well. Similar to euphrasia, but coryza and lacrimation are opposite. Yes, that already we have discussed. Bad effects from getting getting wet. We generally think of rustox, wetting wet in rains. Rustox season is going on. Whole rustox season is going on. This is the one remedy which you have to keep ready in your day-to-day practice during rainy season. But if person is showing these typical modalities of a coryza, acrid coryza with bland lacrimation, aggravated in room, ameliorated in open air, aggravation because of getting wet, one should not forget the Allium Cepa. Many times Rustox never works and Allium Cepa works. So bad effects of getting wet, along with Rustox, one should keep it in our mind, Allium Cepa. Aggravation, predominantly in the evening, and in a room, warm room. Pulsatilla, like a pulsatilla, in open air aggravation is euphrasia. So modalities are opposite in euphrasia and Allium Cepa. But with pulsatilla, the modalities are similar. Amelioration in the cold room and open air, like pulsatilla. So see, this remedy, if you want to keep it in your mind, read it again. Just think about it, what is given by Allen. Just before sleep, just think, what is there in Allium Cepa? What sir has discussed? What are the different features? Which are the cases discussed? Which are the things? Yes, neuritis is very important, which we never look. Just think, colic, it is also good remedy for colic. It is a just good remedy for coryza. All things, just keep it in your mind before sleep, and you'll never forget the Allium Cepa. So this remedy is a very good remedy in acute states. One should not utilize this for chronic state, not at all. Whenever patient comes in an acute state, Allium Cepa works. Every remedy has their own pace. Allium Cepa has a very acute pace, and that's why it is a very good remedy. There are many patients who comes who have gone for the wari for walking, who for the walks for kilometers together to meet to take the to worship the god Vithala, and when they comes back, their fits erupts over. Allium Cepa is very good remedy. It stops that pain. So these are the things one should not forget. So that's all for today regarding the Allium Cepa, and my suggestion to all of you: don't miss this session, evening session, and be there so that we can learn one by one remedy. Tomorrow I will let you know which remedy I will going to take. Ask your friends to join this unique Materia Medica aspect, learning Materia Medica with me. Thanks a lot. Thanks many people. Satyanarayanji, thank you very much. There are many more. Yes.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, in Tamil Nadu, many people used to walk to Paini to visit God, to have the darshan of God. For 3 or 4 days, they used to walk the Padayatra. At that time, they walk barefooted for 20 kilometers or 25 kilometers
Correct.
a day. They get the feet get ruptured and a pus like thing will form bubble. Some
Yes.
eruption will be formed.
Yes.
And, we used to clean it. For that, we can put this Allium Cepa mother teacher.
Yeah, no, not for local use. Internally, you can give. You can give it internally 200 potency, and this will be a good remedy for that. You can give it internally. Don't apply locally. You can give this remedy. One remedy is this. Second is good remedy is either arnica or rust. But this is very specific remedy which works in such types of cases. Internally, don't apply local application. Local application sometimes can cause a trouble. So my suggestion always to give the internally.
On 200 potency.
200 is better.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes.
And also we can add calendula, no? Calendula there.
Calendula, yes,
Calendula
you can use locally. If there are wounds, calendula is the better remedy.
Okay.
So thank you being there, everyone. We'll meet tomorrow again at the same time, and be there with the organon sessions also. I have started discussing about the philosophy, and philosophy gives you a lot. It has a lot of meaning in homeopathic practice. So don't miss the philosophy at 6 o'clock. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night.